Let's pop you on here for a second and let's do a little last now next. So the last book that I read was Dead But Dreaming of Electric Sheep by Paul Tremblay, one of my most anticipated releases for 2026. Guys, can't lie, did not love it. I think I rated it 2.5 star. It had some redeeming qualities and it was cleverly executed, but my experience reading the book was not great. It flipped between two POVs. One of the POVs was just too much for me. So the premise of the book's really good. If you've read, well, I haven't even read this book, guys. Maybe that's the issue. But I've not read Philip K. Dick's Androids Dreaming of... Do Androids Dream? That book anyway, basically. Probably not making a hell of a lot of sense, but it's basically a criticism on technology, AI, how the world is going at the minute. I think Paul Tremblay as an author is very like intellectual. He researches and gets really into the topic. And the way that it was written in the style of these types of people. And I did not like that. He does a lot of satirical, he's just taking the mick out of a lot of these people. And I think it didn't work for me is because these sorts of people are just like, their whole sort of aura and their whole sort of vibe is to take the piss out of literally everyone and to essentially bleed people dry. And I just was not having a good time with this book. Anyway, my current read is Hunger and Thirst by Claire Fuller. This one I'm having a lot better time with. This is like a folk, gothic, it's sort of whimsy, it's set in England. Basically, our main character, Ursula, she's like gone through a hard time. She's gone through foster care throughout her life. She's had this incident that's happened that's resulted in this investigation that happens later on. She is into art. She's an artist, but the timeline keeps switching between several memories that she's had and then this ongoing sort of like current investigation. I don't really know what to compare this book to, but so far I have read about 120 pages and it didn't take me long to read that because I was just intrigued. So yeah, I am intrigued to know where this is going to go. I wouldn't class it as straight up horror, which I believe it's been marketed as. It's a little bit of a mix, and I think if you're getting into the genre, then you probably would like this. My next book, I need you guys to help me decide. I can't decide what. So I've got Sent the Dorians by Nick Cutter. This was sent to me by Arcadia Books. Thank you for sending me this. So I didn't realise, but this is not. I thought it was a follow-on from The Troop. I don't know what I was thinking really. But basically, it is set on an island. It's set on an island where these old people, these old volunteers decide to take part in this experiment for this drug. It's a miracle drug that slows aging. So yeah, it's kind of like similar vibes to The Troop in the sense that it's set on an island. So I really want to read this. The next book, oh my God, is A Monsters in the Archives. So this is a non-fiction and it's by Caroline Bix. Now Caroline is, I believe that she is, she works at university. I think she's a lecturer, I'm not sure. So she's been named University of Maine's inaugural Stephen E. King Chair in Literature, and she was granted access to his private archives. So basically, she goes into his private archives of 4 of his like really famous books. So The Shining, obviously love that. Carrie, love that. Pet Sematary, and Salem's Lot. Oh, and Night Shift. And then she reveals how he crafted his language, storylines and characters to cast his enduring literary spells. So like she's tracking his margin notes, editorial changes, and there's like alternative endings and stuff like that to do with the books. So obviously it's beneficial for you to have read the books before reading this. I have read, obviously I've read them all, except I haven't actually read Night Shift, but I'm just going to start it anyway before reading Night Shift. So yeah, I need you to help me decide. Let me know in the comments, Dorians or Monsters in the Archives. Okay, bye.